Everyone, this is Andrew from Eclipse Growing, and today we're actually going to go over a little bit of the basic watering. Now, watering can get a little complicated, certain minerals, pH balance, stuff like that, but basically we're just going to go pretty simple today. So the basics of watering pretty much go like this. Plants, they need water. How much water? It really depends on the plant. Now, what a lot of people end up doing, what's very common with plants, is a lot of times they'll actually kill them by either under or over watering them. Now this seems a little bit weird because plants need water. In that particular case, things pretty much as contrast as succulents. You can overwater a succulent. It's a type of cactus and basically needs very little watering as far as that goes. Generally, when you do water them, they're going to be nice deep waters and not so much as a consistent everyday watering. Now again, we generally will see a plant starts drooping, it looks dry. I mean, our first thing that we want to look at is it's probably going to need some water. That would be an incorrect assumption in most cases. So a couple of things that you want to remember is generally, unless it's a very thirsty plant, daily watering is almost never needed. Most vegetables will generally need a nice little quench once to twice a week, depending on your environment, if you have and depending on your soil medium. If your soil drains very quickly, that's okay. Use water more often, but generally 2 to 3 times a week, decent waterings, and that's pretty much all they need. Plants are kind of a lazy kind of thing, especially when you're looking at houseplants. You water them just enough, not too much. When you take a look at certain plants, for instance, like things like garlic or even avocado trees, they don't like their feet being wet, feet being the roots. So if you have soil that generally holds a ton of moisture at all times, you can actually cause these plants to go through what's called a root rot, which actually it's a type of fungus that'll start rotting out the roots. Also, if the roots become oversaturated, they'll actually stop taking in the nutrients from the moisture itself, which makes it counterintuitive to overwater plants. Now we're talking mostly about seedlings. So basically when we start our plants, a few of the things that happen, common things that happen, is nasty, not really nasty, but very interesting looking root systems for things like carrots, radishes, stuff like that. That generally has to do with even watering, meaning you can kind of drench this side of the pot or this side of the garden a little bit more than the other side, let one side get drier than the other. So even watering is extremely important to keep your roots nice and good looking. On top of that, when they're seedlings, they do need a consistent amount of water. Generally, they're going to need anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day of sunlight, plus a decent, almost daily moisture. A lot of ways we try to keep the moisture in where it's at, it will generally cover up the seedlings themselves. You'll see a lot of things where they'll heat the bottom of it just a little bit to keep the soil hot, but at the same time they'll cover it up to keep that moisture in the soil. That's to make sure that everything's staying moist and even. So that's the basics of watering. Don't overwater, don't underwater. Always do your research. And if you think your plant may need more water, double check, think again. Anyways, if you like this video, please click subscribe down below, and we'll see you next time.